Yay Media Group.
Welcome to My Safe Word is More with your hosts from Survivor and Amazing Race, Corinne Kaplan, stand-up comedian Al Jackson. I'm your producer, Chris Clark, and this is My Safe Word is More.
Yes, it is, Chris. What's up, girl?
Oh, I am coming off a trip to Utah.
Okay, because you look like you were just on a boat in the Chicago harbor. Like you look very high-class Chicago.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's a cool look.
Despite the fact that it is October in Denver, it is
It's
always
still 80.
balmy as shit in Al's studio.
Yeah, ladies.
So,
I'm taking.
come through. You can wear your maxi dress in here year round.
It's sultry.
Yeah. So I'm going to get into what happened in Utah because something always happens in Utah, and this was just very on brand for Utah. And then I'm actually going to spend the bulk of this podcast going through some more Go Nakeds and just some pilfering the internet for the things that I have been collecting and haven't gotten a chance to share yet.
And obsessing over, let's be honest.
And the dichotomy of the two, Utah being the sweetest, purest place on earth. And then I'm going to ruin the remainder of the show with the other stuff I'm going to tell you.
All right.
Well, let's dive right in, shall we?
Always.
Okay. So I was minding my own business in Utah, and I walked by a public bench.
Okay. Aren't most benches public?
Unless they're on your property.
Okay. But then everything on your property is private.
Yes. So I do a lot, you know, I love a walkabout.
You do.
And so I do, especially when I'm in Utah and the weather's nice, I do a lot of walking. I walk to the Capitol, I walk around the Capitol. I usually, generally speaking, get like 7 to 10 miles of walking in while I'm in Utah.
That's crazy. Wow.
You guys, the other day, I actually was like doing my cord, looking at my Apple Watch. I don't have an Apple Watch. In my phone under health data. And I was trying to ensure that I had walked enough. And I was thinking, I'm going to screenshot this and send this for accountability purposes. Because I feel like...
To who?
I don't know, to our swimmers. Like, if you guys think I don't do this, I do it.
Do you like power walk too? Or do you just stroll?
Depends. If I'm walking with another person, sometimes I will power walk. Yesterday, I walked myself to 2 different stores and bought clothing and then had to walk. I walked like over 7 miles and I had to walk home
bags?
with bags.
Oh.
And
that's really the line between somebody going for exercise and somebody that has 4.5 DUIs.
Yeah.
Because when you have bags, and there's a difference in the way that you hold a bag. Like I walk to Trader Joe's because I'm single right now and I just need one bag. When you have multiple bags, that's a car trip that you're walking to.
I know. And so like one store I went to had an additional 75% off clearance. It's a boutique. So I bought the shit out of stuff. And then I went to another store. The pants I'm wearing on the last episode, I got at that store. Anyway.
Oh, Little Miss Pink Panther.
Yeah. So, all right. So I'm in Utah and I'm walking and I find this. Okay. If you can't see me, it's because you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel. My safe word is more. But this is.
Or they're listening on a podcast. This crazy new invention.
I know. But you should be looking at the video. Why
Yes.
else am I fucking getting dressed up if you're not going to come to the video? All right. So I find this quilted heart. And at first I think, ew. That's probably dirty. Like my mom, when I was a kid, I was never allowed. Like my mom likes going to garage sales, even though she's bougie. It's just like fun to see other people's shit. But I was never allowed to touch a stuffed animal at a garage sale.
I'm pro your mom on that one.
Mm-hmm.
I've always said I lived in New York for 5-6 years. And I used to always see people taking pictures with like Times Square Elmo. And I'd be like,
Ew.
if you let your kids get close to Times Square Captain America, that kid should be taken from you immediately. Anything with fuzz on it is gross.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel your mom on that one.
So I once dated a women's volleyball coach. He used to be a volleyball player, but then he became a coach. They make no money out of Santa Barbara. And I went to visit him and I knew he had no money. Like he had no money. Like they pay those coaches jack shit to the point where he was like, I'm going to have to start driving for a Lyft. And I was like, that's not my problem. And I came over and he had a fucking memory foam mattress all of a sudden in his like little shithole, like, public housing, whatever they give you when you're.
How old were you at the time?
Old enough.
Okay.
I mean, this was recent.
Oh, okay.
It was right before I moved to Denver.
I thought this was like fresh out of college or something.
He's very good. He's 6'8". He's gorgeous. But anyways, I was like, oh my God. Like I went to come stay with him. And I'm sleeping on a memory foam mattress. And I finally, I'm there for 3 days, let's say 2 days in.
Was the mattress on the floor?
No,
Okay.
it wasn't. I mean, there was no headboard, but it wasn't on the floor.
No, headboard's a problem too.
It wasn't. At this point, you guys, it was just he's very hot, and like that's just it. Like I wasn't gonna marry him. But I like think to ask him. Like eventually, I'm like, you know what? Not for nothing. This is a great mattress, and he's like, you like it? And I said, yeah. Where did you get the money? Like for this mattress?
Oh no.
I found it.
Oh.
I knew it.
He could just make up a story.
Like
You're not going to go back and retroactively DNA check the fibers in the mattress. You would just go, oh, you got it from a clearance sale as they're preparing for Halloween or whatever mattress stores
Or
do.
how about you got it from a friend? No.
That's gross too.
Yes,
You can just cut the friend out of the story. Make it real easy.
Discount mattress.
Yes.
I agree. But he didn't. He got it on the street. I mean, it's Santa Barbara. The people have money there. He said he drove by, he saw it on the corner, and he was like, hell yeah.
Yes. Hey.
And I was
The
like,
stories that mattress could
I
tell.
know. I didn't sleep on it the third night. I mean, I was like, there's absolutely no way now that I know where this came from.
It's too late now. Your body's built up resistance. That's so
I already
gross.
have scabies now.
That is so. Did you check yourself for?
Yeah.
Because let's keep it 100. Like, what do you think that mattress is like? There's no homeless people in Santa Barbara. Just a drunk that passed out. Not even somebody that's unhoused. Just somebody that's like, you know what? I can't take another step. I'm going to fall face forward. Oh, there's a memory foam mattress right here.
Yeah.
You know he posted up.
And
That is so gross.
So then he moved. He got a job coaching. I won't give it away. We'll give it a. He got a job coaching in North Carolina, let's say. And I was still talking to him at that time. Like I had already moved to Denver. He moves to North Carolina, and he's FaceTiming me, and he's like changing the bedding or something. And I was like, "Is that the fucking mattress?"
Of course.
He moved with this mattress.
Well, that might be.
I guarantee you, he is still living with this mattress.
Okay, think about this. I'm going to guess that you've been to his place a few times. The only thing you've ever commented on was that mattress. I'm assuming that, wow, this is great.
Well, he also, wait, hold on. I forgot this part. He lived, so he's like older, right? Like at the time, he's way younger than me, but he was like, I don't know, let's say 29.
Okay.
Right?
Creeping in that
He's older.
headboard
He's
age.
older than the two roommates who were just girls on the volleyball team that he coached.
Oh, he was roomies with his team? Put the seat down, coach.
I come to visit him, and I was like, who are these chicks?
Oh.
And they're like 18, 19. And I'm like, I have to go to I don't know about boyfriend, but like the guy I'm dating's bedroom to sleep on this fucking disease-ridden mattress.
Oh, that's so gross. And just there's, because we all say diversity is
so
important and hanging out with different people, but there should never be a time where I walk out into any living room and there are 18-year-olds in there. For them and for me, I would be.
At the time, I was 38.
Oh my God. She's like, the RA
More than
has
double
entered.
their age.
They're like putting their incense out and taking their black lights down. We're sorry, ma'am.
And I'm trying to exert dominance. Like, I hope none of you are hitting on my boyfriend.
Yeah, you didn't tell us your mom was here this weekend. Oh my God, that's so embarrassing. You should never.
I should never tell anyone this.
I can't believe he does that.
He had a wicker chair in his room as well, because that's all that was in his room, right? Like this bed and the wicker chair was also from the streets.
Oh.
Anyways, you guys, going back to the story at hand, I found a quilted.
There are just like, there are tears coming down to your eyes. First of all, stop referring to the furniture like they're an up-and-coming rapper, like it's from the streets, down and out.
Right.
It's like, no, this is used, disgusting furniture.
It's very disgusting.
And like, did you say anything to him?
I said something about the wicker. I knew that was from the streets because nobody would buy that now.
Okay, that's very true.
But anyways, all of this is to say, I found this quilted heart and I decided to pick it up, even though it was against my better judgment because of where I was. It was Utah. And I was like, what is this? So it has a little note on it. Go ahead and read the note.
Okay. It says,
clear my eyes?
first of all, the note is stapled to this quilt that looks like it's a refurbished oven mitt.
Yeah.
It says, I need a home. And then it says, I found a quilted heart at ifaqh.com.
So I'm like, oh, what is this? So I go to the website because, like, first of all, I'm always trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the next podcast story. So, like, clearly I'm going to lean all the way into this.
I would not go to that website. Just right off the bat, I'm like, this is some kind of white nationalist website. It looks crazy. Like,
Yeah.
you get there and it's like the International Fighters Brigade something.
And so I was like, let me just see. So it says, welcome to I Found a Quilted Heart. The IFAQH community of volunteers anonymously create and place small quilted hearts around the globe to brighten the day of a stranger. Did you find a quilted heart? If so, it was meant to be yours. Please give it a home. The three sisters would love to hear the story of finding your quilted heart, and you can share your story here. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess it's mine. I found a quilted heart. And so I get very excited. Now, poor Elise is meeting me.
I think I know where this is going. So, like,
where do you think it's going?
Is this an entryway for a cult?
No, you would think it would be. No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Okay.
It's literally just an
I'm familiar with this sort of thing, by the way. I'll tell you later.
Are?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, so I wanted to go through a little bit of the frequently asked questions.
Talk to me.
Does anyone profit financially from this project? No, we do not profit. We ask that no one else use this project for profit. This would include social media pages and companies creating or offering anything centered around this. Is it associated with any group or organization, like you're asking? No, we strive to remain neutral and anonymous. They're asking, do I need to re-hide the heart I found? No, you found it and it's meant for you to keep. There are a lot of rules.
Yeah.
How do I know who made the heart I found?
Who's asking all these questions?
You won't know. It is an anonymous project. It is not about the maker. It is about the finder. And you know, there's nothing I love more than people making things about me, you know?
Right. That's what they did.
Can I share a picture of the hearts that I have made if you're the maker? No. It's about the finder, not the maker. The makers always stay anonymous. Do I have to add buttons or embellishment? No. You do not have to. If you choose to, remember, embellishments cannot have any added words or symbols. Can I add scripture, crosses, or sentiments to my hearts? No.
Jeez.
So
wait, can you tell somebody they can't add scripture? So you're usurping God right now to say no?
Yeah, they're like, this will not be religious, which is wild because it was in Utah. And it says...
This is weird. Was the next question, by the time I've read this question, have you hacked all my information? Yes.
May I glue hearts? No. Hearts need to be sewn. May I crochet hearts? No. Hearts need to be made of woven fabric. We suggest you look into the Peyton Heart Project. Can I create a quilt block with a heart in the square? No. All hearts need
why
to
would
be
that? Why would that be the one where yes? Now, why didn't you just ask if you could have done that one?
Can I add a pocket and include a gift with my heart?
No.
No. The hearts do not have pockets. They should not include gifts such as seeds, sachets, how do you start to say? Air fresheners, markers, etc. Okay, so basically, I don't need to read you all. The answer to everything. Can I give a heart to someone who thinks I need one? No. They are not given or gifted. They have to. They need to be left in public places to be found by a random stranger.
But isn't that still given?
Can I give people clues on where to find the hearts that I left? No. Do not provide clues or use a scavenger hunt style. There's a lot. And we have to pay some bills. So we're gonna take a break, and then I'm gonna come back to more rules, and then
no.
It's all no's from here on out.
I don't want to go to break.
All right. So after they go through all of the rules, and
there's really just one rule.
It's pretty strict.
Yeah. No.
So I'm like, okay, cool. Like, what do I do like with this heart? Other than obviously put this in the most visible place in my home, because this is really on brand with the type of style I have in my house.
It's so strange.
It's very odd.
Am I oversimplifying it when you're just like, you find a quilt on the ground, unlike me, you pick it up, now you are in possession of it and you take it home and you hang it up and then you move on with your life and you never discuss it ever again?
Well, so here's the thing. What they want from me as a finder is to submit my story. So I was like, absolutely, like no problem. I mean, by the way, I've said this on previous podcasts, but I don't know how I am on the list for Nielsen. They sent me $2 in single dollar bills.
Yes.
not a $2 bill, 2 ones.
In cash.
Asked me to fill out and I feel bad. If you sent me the $2, I got to do it. So I did it. And then they sent me another $5 to say thank you. I am somebody who follows instructions. Like, if you gave me a gift, I'll do it. Okay. So I start to look at the form and I'm like, my story's not great, right? Like, I saw it on a bench. I picked it up. I thought,
So now you get to embellish a little bit, make it a little sexier.
Well, that's what I'm asking for you guys to tell me. So here, I'm going to give you some example of the stories that I started to read. Now, by the way, I'm going to try and trim it down. They're paragraphs long, but let's give you this one. This person found a heart in Chesterfield, Maryland. Missouri? Sorry, I can't see the M-O. My youngest daughter's preschool teacher was suddenly killed in an auto accident last May. Since her passing, her loved ones have been sharing little hearts we see in nature or messages of joy that remind us of her heart and her joy. While dropping off my 2 older daughters at school this morning, we saw an entire halo of rays peeking out from a cloud, and the kids mentioned that their beloved Ms. Susan was shining down on them today. My youngest was asking many questions about what we call God winks during our entire drive to the YMCA. As we were leaving the Y, my 4-year-old spotted this beautiful heart in a flower pot and ran to it.
And
that's the story I'm trying to compete with, okay?
And also I don't know if that's a real story.
It does sound quite forced.
Can I ask you a question?
How did Miss Susan die? I was wondering. Oh, auto. It says auto.
Yeah, first of all, that started out dark. But like everybody always says, like, God forbid, and I've had people that have died early, they always say they're looking down on you. But it's only like in the good moments, like when you score the touchdown, you point up and you're like, that was for you, Dad. But like not when you're getting a blowjob in the kitchen. Like, are they also looking down on you then?
Here's the beautiful thing about my best friend Joyce. She looked down on everyone while she was alive.
Yeah.
And that's how I live my life. I'm looking down on everybody currently.
There we go.
You know?
How true.
Okay, this other one's from Waterford, Maine. My boyfriend and I met 16 months ago and quickly realized we were each other's dream come true. I already fucking hate this person. On one of our first adventures, he showed me a freshwater spring that's close by, and we stopped there often. 1 short month later, he tragically died. It's been the most devastating time of my life, but little by little, I'm finding peace. Today, I was driving home from my first race in 20 years, something he would have been so proud of me for. I was telling him how much I miss him and will always love him, but after 15 long months of grieving, feel that I'm finally ready to share my life and these special events with someone else. I drove by the spring and decided to turn around and get some water. There on the pipe was this beautiful quilted heart. I knew with everything in me that nudge to turn around and find this wonderful gift was a sign from him of his love and support that I turn the page and start a new chapter. You guys, what the fuck would I possibly write?
Yeah.
I can't.
And also, like, if you do somehow summon the power to bridge the gap between the paranormal and the normal world, and you come back and you leave somebody a quilted heart, I'm like, well, I want to turn around and see an Audi behind me. Like, yo, I got you, dog.
Yeah.
Like, what are you going to do with that except keep moving it to the side until it's off the front of your refrigerator?
I mean, I was thinking I would just leave it out front here and you could find it.
Well, we got to create a story for you is what we
we do.
Okay.
Something just twisted.
Yeah. But all of them have been sad. Why don't you just make it overtly sexual, but you never use any words where you can definitely say
how about
that's
I shit myself and I needed to wipe my ass and there was this heart.
That's a miracle.
Yeah. Something like that maybe.
Yeah,
really?
like I was coming out of a porta potty that I had apparently slept in. And it was 6:30 in the morning, and I was wiping the morning dew off my face, and I looked down, and instead of using a Burger King napkin, there was a quilted heart, and now it's mine, unless you'd like to trade it for some meth.
All right, we're going to make a little transition here into the Go Nakeds. This is the opposite. So as a reminder, Go Naked, spelled Geaux, is a really cool Facebook page for people who live in Louisiana and do some dumb shit. And I spend all of my free time navigating this page.
You're almost more Go Naked than you are anything else.
I'm not Go Dressed.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's another website.
Yes. So I'm going to give you a couple of interesting ones that I've come across. So we're going to get into that. Well, I should say, so before I get into it, what is your favorite? I'm just going to tease this up and see if you can hit this out of the park. What's your favorite story ever that's ever been told on this podcast? And it's Facebook related.
Oh, no doubt. The story about the woman trying to make it through the airport.
There it is, guys. Do I know him or do I know him? Okay.
No doubt.
after this, I am going to give you a follow-up story that you're going to like as much.
Yes.
Okay. So I saw this and I was like, oh, Al's going to really enjoy this. So this
Did
woman...
I tell you that I don't think I ever sent it to you because I wasn't that good of an editor, but I made a small movie with your voiceover of that story with B-roll of airports.
Perfect.
Yes.
Perfect. Okay, so this person writes in and she says, okay, ladies, my job just informed me that I would be flying out to North Carolina, it's not how it's spelled, on Sunday for work. Here's the problem. I've never flown before, so this will be my first time, and by myself at that. I am terrified. Now, she says, what can I not bring with me? Now, I'm going to tell you the rest of what she says, but obviously, when you hear that, where do you think her concerns lie?
Liquids?
Yeah, like probably like I've never flown before, and I'm sure there's things I can't bring that I'll need.
And also women need like volumizing products or whatever. Anybody that worries about their hair. So I could see if you don't fly, anything liquid aerosol based. Yes.
I'll only be there until Wednesday, so I won't be gone very long, but I'll need the tips and tricks. Can I bring my vape with me?
Yes.
That is her first and biggest problem. Obviously, I won't hit it on the plane or in the airport, but I don't want to go 4 days without it. I'll take any advice at this point. So already I like where we're going here. She's not concerned with, I don't know.
Anything else?
Anything that would be important that can I bring my asthma medication?
The plane crashing is the number one thing. And you watch a lot of fist fights on airplanes, so you're like, I don't want any violence. But her whole thing is like, my vape time.
Should I put, any expensive jewelry? Should it be in my carry-on and not my packed bag? So now we get the first person who comes. Now, the best part about this page is it's not like there's just one clown. There's thousands of them. So there are no dumb questions. There are only dumb answers.
I think you're really good to say that because sometimes you'll see weird posts and they'll have 2 interactions or something and it was clearly a joke. But this is a community. We are the minority in this community.
Totally.
A lot of people do not see this as weird at all.
No. This is fine. So she says, Christina writes in, vape can be in your purse. Pack just a backpack if you can so you don't have to check. 4 days with a backpack. Christina.
What?
I don't think that's the thing. You can bring it. Wait, sorry. I need to set this up properly. The next thing she says, so she told her the vape can be in the purse. And you can just make it with a backpack. Why she's insisting, we're not going on Ryanair, like abroad where you have to have a small amount of luggage. Bitch, you can have luggage. She says, then she follows with this, but you can bring as many shooters as you want from the gas station.
I love this woman.
I mean, that's where her mind goes.
I love this woman.
There's not going to be a lot of room in that backpack. Just know. Make room for the shooters from the gas station. What airport? And then she goes into bar drinks are expensive. This woman has one concern.
Well, two. Well, when two meet one, when vape concerns meet alcoholism and withdrawal concerns, that is quite the backpack.
Then she says, if you only pack a backpack, then you could put it at your feet. You could put it in the overhead. You could have more than a backpack.
A backpack has nothing to do with this.
This woman has flown exactly once in her life, which is one more time than the idiot who's asking the question. And then she says, window seats are best to sleep, download music. If you want my packing list, I'll send it to you.
First of all...
Do you not think that I searched the comments to find this woman's packing list?
Did she have one?
She has one.
Oh my God, I love her. I love this woman. I don't know her. I'll never know her.
Now remember, she's bold enough to be giving advice and then offering to send her packing list.
And this is not in jest. She's not trying to be funny.
No, this is not a parody account, you guys.
This is not.
No, this is real.
You have tears in your eyes.
Because it's so good and I haven't been able to share it because we haven't gotten all the way through my Go Nakeds. And so I have been sitting on this for so long. So she titled this Catching Flights. So she writes, phone, driver's license, AirPods, charger, laptop and charger, C charger, and iPhone. So I guess I'm going to stop right here for a minute. Why is phone and iPhone separate? Are you bringing a landline?
Yeah.
Why is there, like there's too many repetitive. Okay, but I want
You
you to
could just
remember,
say Chargers.
this is her only packing list, and there's maybe, I don't know, 15 things on it. The next thing on there, so under phone, whatever, the chargers, and your driver's license is selfie stick. I didn't even know people still use those.
That is only when you go internationally and you get a mix of the whole world.
Yeah.
Where you see some selfie sticks, but you got to be in like an international hub to see one now in the wild.
So she has a few things in the middle here, which just says thongs, hoodie, socks, and then she skips over to perfume, eye makeup remover, perfume again, except spelled incorrectly. Tweezers and fingernail file clippers. How much grooming are you doing?
Very strange.
And that's the whole list.
That's it.
That's the whole list.
I didn't hear pants anywhere. I didn't hear those anywhere.
I didn't hear toothbrush.
And also,
toiletries.
Yeah, I just wanted to know how, because is that the same woman with the shooters from the gas station?
Yes, she gave the advice and then offered the packing list.
My issue, her whole thing was electronics. Why are you going to mix those with all liquid? That's so crazy.
I don't know.
I guess you wrap those in the thongs and then you wrap that in the sweatshirts.
Yes, clearly.
Yeah, and you take pants to match all week. There we go.
Okay, so I have one more that this also just epitomizes this page. Okay. And you guys both have children. For everyone who doesn't know us well, and this is your first time listening, I hate children, and they both have several.
But you multiple
You're
children.
all caught up now.
Yes. Our kids are great.
Okay.
We even share a son with the same name.
Then
True.
Eli?
We both have Elijah's.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I've been working with these guys for a long time. And I
Yeah,
was like,
she just said it like, I guess that
I
does
think
make
there's one
sense.
named Eli.
Probably heard that about 43 times.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So, all right. So you guys are the
We played
perfect.
trivia with him once.
I don't recall saying his name very often during that. Okay, so you guys are going to be a much better barometer for how this struck me as crazy, but maybe it's because I don't have kids.
Okay.
So this person, Misty, writes in, my son is in homeschool. Well, unschooling homeschool, LOL.
What?
I'm so excited
She
right
said
now.
he is in homeschool like it's a place.
Mhm.
You just say my son's being homeschooled. You don't say he's in homeschool.
He's not. He's in unschooling. He does a lot of hands-on things like building, stripping wires, welding, and gardening. I'm wanting to add some school stuff in there too.
Book learning? Yeah.
Reading.
Yeah. That's what that's code for, reading.
My son is in 8th grade. Is he though? 8th grade in
And
welding?
height only.
Yeah. Also, other moms that do unschooling around my son's greater age that would like to join up sometime for interaction. He is 14. So first I go and I Google unschooling.
It's a thing?
Oh, yes. It's a style of home education that allows the student's interests and curiosities to drive the path of learning. Rather than using a defined curriculum, unschoolers trust children to gain knowledge organically.
Out in the wild.
Yeah.
So that just means that you're sending a human being into the wild with don't put scissors in that outlet.
Mm-mm.
Look both ways before you cross the street. That snake over there, hissing doesn't mean it's laughing. Like, you're not going to give him any heads up about anything. Just like, he'll find out.
And
They'll
then
find out.
It's like, today I wanted to teach you about science, but it appears you're interested in the worms in the ground. So let's do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's just guide. It's a whole, now, by the way, I don't have the screenshot of how many, but there were hundreds of people in Louisiana who were like, oh my God, I'm unschooling also. Let's meet up because we can get two fucking uneducated idiots together.
How do you know when you're done?
Well, that's a great question. So somebody wrote in and said, how does unschooling work for graduating with his diploma and how does it work getting into college?
I can save you some time.
Misty wrote in and said, you still enroll with the state. Far as I know, you're the teacher. You make the diploma. I don't know all the details. My son isn't going to go to college. He wants to work at the plant.
Yeah, does he? Or is that the only option you left for him? And as far as like when you go, getting the diploma, that's up to you. That's code for fraud.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, Corinne, do you think you have a pilot's license? Then that's up to you to print one out.
Yeah.
Like it's
crazy.
You're a pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want to be a pirate too? We got time.
You know, when I was a kid, I genuinely wanted to be a trapeze artist. It was like my passion. So my parents sent me to an incredibly expensive sleepaway camp that had a portion of it that was sponsored by Club Med. And I was supposed to be able to take like one of my elective classes. I was there for 8 weeks away, sleepaway camp. And one of the elective classes I could take was trapeze. But you see, nobody told me any rules. So I just signed up trapeze, lunch, trapeze. And so my parents showed up on visiting day, which happens 4 weeks in, and they were
You
like—
were working at Casa Bonita by then?
They were very much like, okay, like show us the archery range. I was like, I don't fucking know where that is. And they were like, have you been doing rappelling? Have you done the rappelling wall? And I was like, nah. And then you hear, the music from the Twix commercial? Bow, wow, chick, chick, bow, wow. And they had this visiting day performance, and it's just me swinging, doing catch and releases. I have this all on video.
Really?
My parents were like, okay.
How old were you?
Unschool's age. I was like 13, 14.
You guys would have made quite the couple.
Yeah.
Did you catch or did you,
So
were you caught?
I was caught. But I knew how to do bird's nest. I knew how to do all these. All I did was trapeze all day, every day, until my parents intervened and were like, okay, so can somebody make her take anything else? Like, what are we supposed to do with these trapeze skills? And then I made them build me a little trapeze in my backyard.
Aren't there just all trapeze camps?
My parents were not trying to encourage me to run away and join the circus. They were just being polite with this stupid hobby.
When was the last time you trapezed?
That's a great question.
If you had to pick one, like, would you rather go with trapeze? I would think, like, do a bunch of archery classes if you're going to pick one and not get the diverse experience. I think being an archer would be kind of cool. And now it's got a little bit of social currency now.
Yeah.
Like, you could be kind of cool doing that.
I know, but I really liked the heights aspect. I liked that most people were afraid of it. And I like being the star. Like, there's only one person. Well, there's two people swinging on the trapeze when you're doing a catch and release. But, yeah.
Remember Circus of the Stars? You could have been on that.
I didn't know. No, I do not remember.
There was a TV show in like the 80s or 70s and 80s, and it was called Circus of the Stars, and it was celebrities from television and stuff, but they would do circus acts.
Would they get hurt?
They'd learn to do them. They'd do trapeze and all the stuff. You never saw Circus of the Stars?
No, but they did. They offered me at some point, like, hey, do you want to like learn clown painting?
We should bring that back.
Yeah? Let's do it.
I think people are just everybody's kind of their own financial economy now. And I don't know if a company would risk like losing a huge podcast or influencer because they fell off the trapeze. Like, people will get hurt doing that
There's
stuff.
a net.
Yeah, I love jumping into that net. It was amazing.
What?
It's so fun. Yeah. I knew how to do like several flips before you got to the net. It wasn't, I don't think it was that hard, but I also spent hours and hours and a lot of my parents' money learning the skill.
I want to get back to unschooling very quickly.
Sure, yes.
Isn't that illegal?
One would think. I think in Louisiana, there's a real anything goes mentality. I don't think that there's any kind of worker checking up on. It doesn't sound like it.
I will say this, and I had this thought because I was watching a documentary and somebody did something shady, but they were like, in the state of this, it's okay to have a buzzsaw, like some crazy thing. So do you think that people should check on the laws in the state that they live in? Because I found out the hard way when my stuff was taken from this house that there were laws that applied. It's just very weird that we all think we live in the United States and there's laws, and you'll be like, Corinne, that's illegal, Chris, that's legal. But like on a state and local level, like I think there's huge variance in terms of what's legal. I don't know how to make this. I don't know how you would even get people to do this, but that's a big deal, not having to send your kid to school.
You
couldn't do that with an animal. You couldn't just let it. Like,
there's truancy. Yeah. I found the post. There are 117 comments.
Okay.
And like 100 of them are, I'm so excited to see some more unschooling. It gets a bad rap, but it's only it's what works best for us. My son is only 8, so we can't meet up. How do you teach math and English? And she says, that's what I'm trying to figure out a little bit more. He was doing a Celis, but that was mainly videos, so trying to find something else. There's So my son is the same.
Yeah.
All these people are unschooling. This is the problem, Louisiana.
How do you teach math? Well, you write 2 + 2 on the board. Your son says, fuck this, walks out, and then that's how you teach math.
Yeah.
Like, you have to force kids to learn at first. They have to be told to sit and take in information and learn how to process it and critical think. And you not sending, I've always thought, and maybe this is a thing that people know, anybody that's anti, like, really school or just like, they don't want people to know certain things, I feel like it's a way to control them. And like, even if you do become a great carpenter because you have wasted your time in school, somebody's going to rip you off because you're not going to know how to like manage your business license, or like you're going to get ripped off in some kind of way. Like, business is all school. It's all English and math.
This is what some of the people wrote in. What they teach in schools, most of it isn't used in the real world. This person said it's not less education, it's just different education. So much time is wasted in public school on unnecessarily and useless information.
As they text into a phone that was built by an electrical engineer. Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, there's 117 comments and I'll get down a rabbit hole. So I don't want to do that. I want to hear Chris's final thoughts.
Oh, good Lord.
As someone who was not unschooled.
No, I was not unschooled. I'm
shame.
impressed by your trapeze thing, though. I really want to see a video of that.
I have it.
It's cool. I don't think people do that much anymore. In the 50s, people used to trapeze a lot, but not anymore. I'm all about not checking any bags. I hate checking bags because I don't want to wait for the bag. And I understand the vape being the priority because she's addicted to the vape. I remember when I was in the Northridge earthquake, and it's terrifying, right? In the middle of the night, it stops. What do you think my first thought is?
Get a cigarette.
Where's my cigarette?
Ah.
That's all I cared about. That's what happened.
That's a true insight into like how focused your brain was. Your world fell apart.
That's addiction.
Yeah.
It's like, and I found them, and I was so happy.
Yes.
In the rubble.
Yeah.
It was amazing. The other one quick thing is that
then you're like, those are my neighbor's pants.
That like quilted heart thing seems to be a thing. I come from Ozaukee County, Wisconsin.
We're familiar.
And so there's this thing called Oz rocks. And people paint these rocks really ornately, and then they just leave them in random little hidden places in parks or at the beach in Lake Michigan. And then you just maybe find one. And
I'd rather that.
Super cool to find an Oz rock. And so this seems to be a kind of a trend.
How is this not a movie?
I like it. I found an Oz rock last time I was back in Wisconsin.
Really?
Yeah, it was cool.
Where was it?
It was in a park where I was walking just under a bush, and I kind of caught a glimpse of it, and I'm like, wow, and picked it up, and it was really cool, painted, awesome.
But you see, this person's going to be so upset if I don't like post about it because they're waiting for something, they're like, it was on a bench, somebody had to have found it.
Yeah, I think it's kind of a fun thing. I just want to say to all our swimmers out there, don't just listen, make sure to watch us on YouTube.
Yes, please.
Because we know you all like to watch.
That's right, a little kinky. I'm here for it. And I think people are here for it, Corinne. Not just that this is a podcast about life.
It's a podcast about I found a quilted heart.
Yeah.
I'm jealous. We'll find one out there too.